With the first quarter of 2019 over, I thought it would be worthwhile to take a look at where vintage baseball card prices have been headed these past 3 months. As many of you know, I use Google Sheets to track the completed auction prices of PSA-graded vintage baseball cards. As a disclaimer, I don't track every single card. My primary interest is cards between 1968 and 1975. I also look at grades that are the most affordable for the majority of collectors. Most of these cards are well under $500. If you're interested in tracking other cards yourself, I recommend either setting up your own spreadsheet or subscribing to a service like vintagecardprices.com. Setting up a spreadsheet is free and easy and just takes a few minutes. At the top right of your screen is a link to a video that shows you just how I do it. Let's get right into it and look first at cards of two players that have been driving the vintage market the last few years, Mickey Mantle and Nolan Ryan. Mantle cards continue to grow at a strong pace. For this video, I tried to get a cross-section of cards, so I used the 1956, 62, and 69 Mantle base cards. The 1956 Mantle is arguably his most popular attainable card. The value of this card continues to grow at an impressive rate. In a PSA 4 grade, it is already up 37% over the average completed eBay auction sales for the entire year of 2018. In 2018, the card sold for an average of $600. By the end of March 2019, sales were averaging $825. The 1962 and 1969 Mantles are growing as well. The 1962 in a PSA 6 is up 28%. The 1969 Mantle in a 7 is up 13.7%. Mantle cards are a good benchmark to compare against other players, like Nolan Ryan. If you look at top sets between 1968 and 1975, Nolan Ryan cards are generally the most valuable non-rookie cards in nearly every one of those sets. Yet the early Ryan cards just haven't had the strong growth of the Mantles. The 1968 rookie card in a 6 is up 8% over 2018 sales. The 1969 in an 8 is up about 4%. While these ROIs might look good for my 401k, you'll see they are below what a lot of vintage cards are doing right now. For me personally, my target are cards with at least 15 to 20% growth. With the fees eBay charges you to sell cards, it's the only way you can make a profit. The 1970 Ryan in an 8 has that kind of growth. It's up nearly 20% so far in 2019. Two other players seen as big drivers in the vintage market right now are Hank Aaron and Roberto Clemente. Let's look at Aaron first. His 1954 rookie card in a PSA 5 grade is up nearly 19%. The 1955 card in a PSA 5 is up about 38%. The later cards are generally not doing as well. The 1960 in a 6 is up about 12%. The 1970 and 1974 cards in PSA 8 are up about 10%. The 1975 Aaron is interesting. As a whole, the PSA 8 grade is up nearly 42%, but there's some volatility here. On March 11th, this example sold for $330, but at the end of the month, PWCC sold this other card for nearly half the price. If you can find a well-centered 75 Aaron for under $200, I would grab it. The trend I see with Roberto Clemente cards is that the later cards are growing faster. The 1955 rookie in a 5 is up 5% this year, but the 1972 and 1973 cards are each up nearly 30%. They seem to have more room for future growth, apparently. I've noticed some decent gains across the board with early Johnny Bench cards. These are all in PSA 8 grade. The rookie card is up over 21%. The 1969 card is up 10%. The 1970 16% higher. And the 1972 card is up about 26%. Next, I have a couple of iconic cards from that era. The 1969 Reggie Jackson rookie in a 7 is up a bit over 14% so far this year. The 1975 George Brett rookie in an 8 is up 15%. There's been a spike in prices for Tom Seaver lately, of course related to his recent diagnosis. I only tracked the 1968 card in an 8. It had really been flat in the last year or so. Before his diagnosis, it was averaging about $168 a sale, but now it's jumped over $193. 15% higher since March 7, 2019. Thurman Munson cards seem really undervalued to me. When you think of the factors that make a baseball card valuable, he has most of them, except for being in the Hall of Fame. But his early cards are really not growing much. His 1970 rookie in an 8 is up about 7% through March 2019. The iconic 1971 card in a 7 is up less than 6%. If you like to invest in undervalued cards, you might want to take a look at these. Let me throw out a couple of random cards that I love. The 1953 Topps Satchel Paige is certainly iconic. In a PSA 5 grade, it's seen a near 23% jump in auction sale prices this year. The 1971 Blyleven Rookie continues to go crazy. I talked about this card in my 2018 investments video. For 2019, it's still going strong, up over 52% this year and averaging over $145 a sale. I want to switch gears now and talk about some modern vintage or junk wax era cards. I don't usually do this on my channel, but it's been impossible for me to ignore the rapid and steep rises in value for these cards. First is the 1980 Rickey Henderson Rookie in an 8. In 2018, they were selling on eBay for an average of $62.50. Now they are over $90, up 42%. The next card is the 1986 Topps Traded Bo Jackson Rookie. I need to give a shout out and channel recommendation to YouTuber Base1986. A link to his channel is at the top right of your screen, as well as in the description box below. If you like this type of statistical analysis on vintage cards, you must check out Jeremy's channel. He's got less than 100 subscribers now, so let's blow him up. Jeremy did an excellent video on examining the price growth of the Bo Jackson Rookie. In a Gem Mint 10, it's really exploding. It's up over 43% so far in 2019. For the next two cards, I need to credit Jeff Hughes from baseballcardscout. He also tracks prices, focusing on iconic cards of the junk wax era. Jeff is building his own YouTube channel. It's not up yet, but I'll post a link when it's live. Meanwhile, you can contact him at this email address, which I'll also link below. Jeff has been tracking these Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens rookie cards. The 1986 Donruss Bonds in a 10 is up almost 41% through March 2019. The 85 Donruss Clemens is up over 34%. I've also been tracking a couple other iconic junk wax era cards ever since Beckett published that Best Cards of the 80s article a few months ago. The 1989 Upper Deck Griffey card has jumped over 15% compared to where it was in 2018. A few months ago, I was looking to buy one for under $400, but now they are averaging over $450. The 89 Flair Bill Ripken FF Error card is another one I've been looking to buy, but it shot up over 47% through the first 3 months of 2019. I'll admit I'm a little surprised at how much these vintage prices have been increasing lately. It seems like traditionally vintage cards don't jump up very much year to year. They tend to have slow, steady growth or even go up and down year to year. But right now, every card I looked at is up, and some are really popping in value. If you think of price being determined by supply and demand, then there's clearly a jump in the demand for these cards today. My guess is that a lot of guys are returning to the hobby after being away for a while. If that's true, I would expect prices to continue to rise for some time to come. What do you guys think? Post your comments and thoughts below. Thanks for watching, and collect what you love.